I wanted to record this because I'm bored and it's a quiet Sunday evening. And I haven't done a video in a while, so I thought I would make a video just to, for the sake of it. It's been over a year since I uploaded my last video, which is kind of hard to fathom, because I think a year ago, it felt like the world was gonna end, and we weren't even allowed to step outside. And since then, the world's gotten better. Everything's normal for the most part, and I'm still doing me. I turn 24 in a couple or 3-ish weeks, and not even 3-ish, like a couple, yeah. And it feels very strange to say that out loud. Because I still feel very much like a high school kid. I still feel very much like the me that I've been for my whole life. I thought that when you turn 24, or transition into your mid-20s in general, that you would be imbued with some kind of wisdom. When I was when I was in high school, every 24-year-old that I saw looked like they had their life completely together. That's like the age where you're officially a responsible adult. Like kids will come up to you and say, "Hey, mister, can you point me the direction to this," or something like that. And you look at kids and then you're like, "Wow, I remember being you like it was yesterday." And you really do. It really does feel like yesterday. Like I can still remember my first day of college like the back of my hand, and it's been 6 years since that. God damn. Yeah. I don't know. Time doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Everything happens so fast, but in the moment, when you're in the moment, it can feel like forever. Pretty happy about my, looking back on those old days, the quote unquote good old days. Um, and those days aren't very, very old either. Uh, it's interesting because 24, it's like not a very old age at all. Um, but in a society where people are, so talented and youthful and just, lively, like everyone on online seems like they're 19 and, just starting out their life and, have all the money and talent and wisdom. I don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is that, you know, it definitely, 24 definitely isn't old, but it really does, I feel like that it does come off, we perceive it as relatively old. Well, relatively. I mean, that's assuming that that you're the only people you talk to are still in college and shit. But I mean, any other adult will go and tell you, "Oh, you're so young and you have, so much life ahead of you. And, I think that's very comforting to hear in a lot of ways. Um, I personally never, really understand the full meaning of that when they say that you have so much life ahead of you. Um, Part of me finds that reassuring because, there's still a lot of things for me to see and learn. And, it means that I don't have to have it figured out. Um, and I would think that at this point in my life, I would have some things figured out. But a lot of the time I feel like still like like a high school kid that's just trying to understand the world. And what I feel like, you know, whenever I feel like I learn something um, that that I hold on to a certain belief of some sort, there's always things that come along and change those beliefs. So the only thing that is certain is that nothing is certain, which is cliche as fuck to say out loud. Um, but oh fuck. I mean, I think there's some truth to that. Um, Shit, I don't even know what I'm saying. God, just want to fucking smoke crack and not I mean no not crack. Yeah. Uh, you think there's a lot of implications that come with being a full responsible adult now. People sort of expect things out of you. Um, I mean, as a young adult, it's like, people still don't expect too much from me, and I think that's pretty, reassuring. At least I'm not, because when I do, do what's expected, I think that comes as a surprise, which kind of, you know, puzzles me. Like I guess the quote unquote the bar isn't like set too high. Um, but obviously it seems that, as time goes on, you're kind of you've kind of been alive longer, so you're expected to, know a little more, be a little more wise. And I think you know, I hope that what I'm doing is putting myself on the track to being wise. Because right now, I'm feeling pretty dumb, pretty young, pretty stupid. Um, Still learning a lot, but it does feel like I've lived my own lifetime. Yabba dabba doo. IDK man, I'm just rambling while I'm playing bus Tetris. That's what this is. It's not as easy to start a podcast. Well, maybe it is. I don't give those people that start podcasts enough credit. I always wonder, how do you never run out of things to say, in terms of conversation. But then it's occurred to me, most podcasts are not people, by themselves, fucking chatting away to their monitor. It's a face-to-face conversation, which is good and well, who doesn't love a good conversation? I think a lot of posts say that Gen Z people or people of this generation are very lonely. And I think that's really, it's very distressing to hear that a lot of people in this day and age are not able to cope with, without the presence of others. Because, and you know, I'm no exception to that. You know, I definitely still, you know, get extreme bouts of, you know, loneliness and, you know, just like, oh fuck, you know, I wish I wasn't by myself. Um, but I'm personally proud to say that I've like made effort to, you know, exist with myself, sort of be fine with being lonely, because I think that is very empowering in some way. I think there's a quote somewhere that says that uh, man's problems stem from his inability to sit in a room by himself, or something like that. Some wise philosopher shit. Um, you know, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think that, you know, people are so desperate to not be lonely. Um, and, you know, social media creates this illusion that we're all connected. Um, but that isn't really entirely the case. You know, in a world where people can be more connected now than ever, it's also a time when people are lonelier than ever, and social interaction is, I don't know, like definitely challenging. It's definitely challenging, but I mean, you know, everything in life is. Ah, shit. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I just thought I'd make a little video to shake the cobwebs off, cobwebs, and just, you know, make a little conversation. Um, just, you know, archive some thoughts. You know, I do journal a lot, um, and part of me thought it'd be a good idea to, I guess, verbalize these thoughts and, you know, put it in the form of a video for all of 10 people to watch. Um, yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll get back into this YouTubing thing. Or, you know, maybe I just upload this and disappear for another year and, you know, just see where life takes you. I think I've, you know, adopted a much more go with the flow attitude that has just kind of, you know, I think aligns a lot with like the Buddhist approach to life. And I read this book on Buddhism, and really the entire summation of the Buddha's teaching can be encompassed into, you know, a beautiful and brief phrase, the hallmark of our generation, which is "It is what it is," and I think that's very poetic. You know, that's what Buddhism really is. That's what that is in its essence. It is what it is. It really is, and you know that's what I think seeing truth is. You know, the whole concept of nirvana, seeing all that is for what it is, and you know not what you want it to be. It's very abstract, um, and honestly, some of the principles and concepts illustrated in the book seemed very I don't know, kind of like political in a weird way. You know, it says it's like saying a whole lot of something, but it actually means nothing. And I think that's freaking hilarious, because to be able to do that and base your religion off that and found a religion off that is just it just shows you how how powerful belief is, and how easily people can be goaded into believing some set of random rules and systems placed before them. Yeah, humans are weird. I don't know. I'm gonna go eat something now, and I'll probably cut this off where it is, but it was nice doing this. I think if I'm in the mood again, I'll look to make this maybe a little mini series where it's just me talking to myself. Um, if people, enjoy that sort of thing. I mean, I'm not really doing this for people. This is more so like a sanity check, I guess. I don't know when if there's like a documentary about me, they can use this channel as an archive to see, oh, exactly where all the screws came loose. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm doing okay. A lot of interesting developments. But really my outlook on it all is, to not be to be pretty impartial about things. Um, I think part of the confidence that comes with, getting older, part of it is that you have a better understanding of the world. You see things, uh, oh, fuck. You see things, um, that you haven't, and kind of have a feel for how, good things can be and how bad things can be. And I think the all-encompassing comfort, um, I find is that, everything that a lot of things that I've perceived as bad are never as bad as they seem. Um, a lot of things, most things, yeah, and a lot of the good things um, aren't as good as they can be. And I think a lot of that, just comes with managing expectations in life. And the thing is, you don't really know what to expect. And so if you, kind of operate on that, assumption that life really is truly unpredictable, then you can kind of, manage your expectations and, kind of expect nothing. Um, because, when you don't expect anything, everything that happens is interesting, or can provide some sort of meaning. Um, and I'm not sure, this maybe that's maybe people aren't always looking for meaning, but for me it does feel like I should have, this helps. Managing my expectations helps me, go get through um, what I like to describe is a vast sea, an ocean of life. Life isn't really just a line that we walk, but every moment is like a droplet of water in a big ocean that just kind of swirls upon itself and rolls and wiggles and waves and just moves with the tide. That natural progression. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm saying. and I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm just gonna end the video here. I'm not gonna edit any of this simply because, I don't feel like it. Um, and yeah, I think I'm just like to do a little video series where you just talk, you know, like any YouTuber to ever hit record ever. Yep. All right, good talk.